Hey there folks, and welcome to Harlequins News. My name's Mark and I'm here to bring you all the latest news, new releases and event info for Harlequins stores. I hope you all had a phenomenal weekend at last weekend's Magic the Gathering Ravnica Allegiance pre-release. I've heard many a funny story and many a great pull, so that warms my heart and I'm really happy that everyone had a great time. With that being said, this week we have a massive amount of new events and new releases, so we really better crack on with it. Stop the presses folks, I completely forgot to say in my opening that I have a very important announcement to make. Please stick around to the end of the video to find out what that is. But for now, let's carry on with the video. So as usual, let's begin by looking at what's on this week at Harlequins, starting with Preston. As always, these events don't change from one week to the next, so please pause the video if you would like to read all of the information displayed. Details for any of these events can be found on the website. So the first event we have that's different to usual is on Friday. At 6 PM we have a Magic the Gathering Ravnica Allegiance release draft. Entry is £12.50 and prizes will be boosters, with top place receiving the most, but everyone will get at least one and a release day promo. Please remember to be there by 5:30 PM to get registered. On Saturday we have a repeat of Friday's Magic the Gathering Ravnica Allegiance release draft. Details for the entry and prizes are the same, so I won't repeat them here. But I will point out that the start time is 2 PM and ask you to please make sure that you are there by 1:30 PM to get registered. Also on Saturday we have the Yu-Gi-Oh! Savage Strike Sneak Peek. The start time is also 2 PM, so again please make sure you are there by 1:30 PM to get registered. The entry fee is £20, with prizes being boosters. Top place receiving the most, but everyone will receive at least one additional one. On to Sunday now, and we have Magic the Gathering Ravnica Allegiance Standard Format Winner Box event. Phew, that was a mouthful. Start time will be 12 PM, so please make sure you're there for 11:30 AM to get registered. Entry fee is £15, with top prize being a box of Ravnica Allegiance. Also on Sunday we have a repeat of Saturday's Yu-Gi-Oh! Savage Strike Sneak Peek. Start time is 1 PM, so please make sure you're there by 12:30 PM to get registered. Entry fee and prizes are the same as Saturday, so I won't repeat them again. Remember, if you wish to know any additional info about any of these events, please check the Harlequins website. So if that mammoth lineup of events, in addition to all the usual events held at Harlequins, is what's on this week in Preston, what about Blackpool store? Well, here's what's on this week as usual in Harlequins Blackpool. Again, these are regular events, so please pause the video if you wish to read them all, and please check the website for more info. So the first event, that's different to the usual lineup, is on Wednesday, when Blackpool store will be running a Pokemon Sun and Moon Team Up pre-release. The start time is 5:30 PM, so please make sure you're there for 5 PM to get registered. Entry fee is £22.50 and the prizes will be boosters, with top place receiving the most, but everyone will get at least one and a promo. On Friday, just like Preston store, at 6 PM we have a Magic the Gathering Ravnica Allegiance release draft. Entry is £12.50 and prizes will be boosters, with top place receiving the most, but everyone will get at least one and a release day promo. Please remember to be there by 5:30 PM to get registered. And again, just like Preston store, we will be repeating this Ravnica Allegiance release draft on Saturday at 2 PM, so please make sure you're there for 1:30 PM to get registered. Entry and prizes are the same as Friday's release draft, so I will not repeat them again here. Mirroring Preston, in Blackpool we also have on Saturday a Yu-Gi-Oh! Savage Strike Sneak Peek. The start time is also 2 PM, so again, please make sure you're there by 1:30 PM to get registered. The entry fee is £20, with prizes being boosters, top place receiving the most, but everyone will get at least one additional one. Sunday sees a repeat of Wednesday's Pokemon Sun and Moon Team Up pre-release event. The start time is 1:30 PM, so please make sure you're there by 1 PM to get registered. Prices and entry fee are the same as last time, so I won't repeat them again here. Also on Sunday, we see another chance for you fine folks to take part in a Yu-Gi-Oh! Savage Strike Sneak Peek. Start time is 2 PM, so please make sure you're there by 1:30 PM to get registered. Prices and entry fee are the same as Saturday's event, so I won't repeat them again. Again, if you wish to know any additional info about any of these events, please check the Harlequins website. Well, that was a lot of events to get through, folks. Thanks for sticking with me. With them out of the way though, let's have a look at what card game releases are for this week. So let's start off with the elephant in the room. With so many pre-releases over this weekend just gone, of course there was going to be a plethora of Magic the Gathering releases this week. So let's start off with Magic the Gathering Ravnica Allegiance boosters and booster boxes. This set has been extremely well received so far, not surprising given the value of the cards in this set and the amount of fun that this set has been to play. At Harlequins price of £3 a booster and £85 for a booster box of 36 boosters, I'm sure this fun will continue long into the future. Next up we have the highly anticipated and sought after Magic the Gathering Ravnica Allegiance bundles. As usual, these boxes are amazing value for money as they contain 10 boosters, a player's guide, unique life counter spin down dice, 80 Ravnica lands and a snazzy box to keep it all in. These bundles are £31.50 at Harlequins price. Continuing the Magic the Gathering Ravnica Allegiance onslaught, we have Ravnica Allegiance themed boosters. These guild themed boosters are a great way to guarantee getting cards for the colours that you want, and at Harlequins price of £5.50 each, you get great value for money. No major new set of Magic would be complete without a pair of new Planeswalker decks, and Ravnica Allegiance is no exception. We have a white and blue Azorius deck themed around the Planeswalker Dovin, and a red and green Gruul deck themed around the Planeswalker Domri. These awesome introductory decks also come with 2 boosters inside, and are £14 each, or both for £24 at Harlequins price. So Magic may have seen a lot of love this last weekend, and later in the week with its Ravnica release, but don't forget Yu-Gi-Oh has not only its Savage Strike sneak peek this week, but also its long and extremely anticipated Yu-Gi-Oh Speed Dueling decks released this week. Based on the hugely popular Duel Links digital game, this game is looking to make a cultural shift in Yu-Gi-Oh! Speed dueling is a whole new format in and of itself, and a fantastic way of playing this hugely popular game. Indeed, all future releases of Yu-Gi-Oh! Will have cards geared and designed for this new playstyle. If you want to be on the forefront of this exciting new frontier, all it will set you back for one of these awesome decks is the very small Harlequins price of £8. Get one while you still can, as demand is expected to be high. Speaking of speed dueling, upcoming for card games, we have the first ever speed dueling booster coming out at the end of March. Currently scheduled for 29th of March, Yu-Gi-Oh! Arena of Lost Souls is a small 50 card set, which brings support for the newly released Speed Duel exclusive faction Royal Knights, as well as support for the Gravekeeper's archetype, not to mention 5 new skill cards. These small 4-card boosters are looking to be $179 a pack at RRP. Keep your eyes peeled for this exciting new set in March. Right, that's card games sorted for now, so let's have a look at board games. So we'll start off with what I teased last week. Resident Evil 2. The board game. Yes, this iconic game for PlayStation 1 has been reimagined as a board game, and I can say from personal experience it's an absolutely brilliant game. Capturing the tension of the original game as you dodge around horrifying T-virus abominations as they chase you down tight corridors, or when you pour bullet after bullet into zombies while they frustratingly won't stay down, all the while their fellow zombies lurching closer. This game's mechanics are brilliant, and the amount of detail packed into the miniatures, the tiles they stand on, and the tension cards is second to none. This terrifying treasure is £80 at Harlequins price. And if you can't get enough of the T-virus outbreak, there are a couple of expansions released at the same time. Resident Evil 2 B-Files expansion adds 6 additional new scenarios, a host of new enemies, new items and equipment, new tension cards and more. It even includes the terrifying Tyrant, the relentless creature that stalked players through the second playthrough and which was the inspiration for Nemesis in Resident Evil 3. This expansion is amazing value for money at Harlequins price of £31.50. At the same time, if you feel like you're running out of dice at the same rate as bullets, you can also purchase some additional dice for £5.50 at Harlequins price. From a nightmare of our past to a more recent fond memory, many of you will remember the amazing Fog of Love was released the other year to high praise for its genuinely different, brilliantly funny gameplay and storytelling. With accolades and seals of excellence from various reviewers such as Shut Up and Sit Down to Dice Tower, Fog of Love won over many hearts all over the world. While the creator's message is, and always has been, that love is for everyone, and so to that end you can now buy this beloved game with same-sex covers, in addition to the original standard male and female cover. The contents are exactly the same, but that doesn't diminish this thoughtful and lovely gesture from the creators. Both new versions are exactly the same price as the original covered base game, so pick any one of them up for £43 at Harlequins price. At the same time as this re-release, there was also 3 expansions coming out: Trouble with the In-Laws, It Will Never Last, and Paranormal Romance. All add new stories to tell and play through. I own and have played Trouble with the In-Laws, and to say it's funny is a disservice. It is absolutely hilarious. Get your hands on these amazing expansions for the It'll Never Last Harlequins price of £13.50 each. Our last entry for board games this week might not seem like the greatest thing in the world, but to Scythe owners it will probably excite quite a few of you. The Scythe Legendary Box is exactly that, a large organiser for Scythe and its expansions. Featuring tuck boxes and dividers, this is exactly what you need to bring all of your Scythe shenanigans into one beautiful place. This gorgeous storage device is £34 at Harlequins price. Upcoming for board games, we have a couple of interesting items on the horizon. The first is Lord of the Rings Journeys in Middle-earth from Fantasy Flight Games. This game, for 1 to 5 players, is a fully cooperative, app-supported board game. Based on the well-known and beloved world of Tolkien, this game sees players taking part in a campaign to rid the world of Middle-earth of the evils of Sauron. This epic game will be available Q2 of this year and has an RRP of $89.99. A game already riding a wave of hype at the moment is Wingspan. This game, set for retail release of early March, has been praised by many a con-goer for its beautiful design and engaging gameplay. This card-driven, engine-building game has been a huge hit with fans of terraforming Mars, and with a $52.99 RRP, it will be a fan of many others who are looking for a good game with a lower price point. And that ends our upcoming for board games, so let's move on to miniatures. So, as usual, we'll start off with Games Workshop and the new releases that I couldn't show you last week. So releasing for Saturday the 26th, we have, for Warhammer Underworld's Night Vault, Molog's Mob. This new faction is £16 at Harlequins price. Also for Warhammer Underworld, we have Godsworn Hunt. This new faction is £16 at Harlequins price. Each faction also gets its own sleeves, £4.50 each at Harlequins price. And each faction also gets its own themed dice, £5.50 each at Harlequins price. Also up for release this week, we have Titan Death. This is the first ever expansion for Adeptus Titanicus, the Horus Heresy, and is £19 at Harlequins price. Also up for release at the same time as Titan Death, we have the new Reaver Battle Titan with Melter Cannon and Chain Fist. This impressive new model is £30 at Harlequins price. Also scheduled for release this week is the Lord of the Rings Gondor at War rulebook, and the 3 Hunters miniatures that I mentioned in last week's episode. But in the correspondence from Games Workshop, there is some confusion as to whether these will be direct order or not. As I like to make sure the information I give out to you is accurate, I've decided to leave these out of this week's video. I should have more information by Tuesday, so if you're interested in these Lord of the Rings items, please contact the store for up-to-date information. Speaking of correspondence, I've had no new information from Games Workshop this week about new releases, so it would appear that there is nothing coming out next week. A quick trip to Warhammer Community's webpage shows that not much activity regarding new releases, with the exception being a couple of new Kill Team releases. The Kill Team Arena box set is one such example if anyone would like to have a look. However, with a lack of information forthcoming from Games Workshop, it would lead me to believe that there maybe has been a problem of some kind. If however they've resolved this by next week and they're available to order, then of course you will hear about it from me. Moving away from Games Workshop now, and we have a couple of new releases for Star Wars Legion coming out. Looking to be a Q2 release, we have the Imperial Saviors TX-225 GAVW Occupier Combat Assault Tank Unit. Oh, that was a mouthful. This has a $57.99 RRP. The Rebel Scum also receive an X-34 Landspeeder unit, and this has a $47.99 RRP. Let's be honest, I don't really need to tell you anything for these, do I? As I'm sure you're all salivating at the sight of your chosen faction's support. These look like faithful and powerful adaptations of their movie counterparts, and I'm sure a lot of rebels will die beneath their mighty treads. And with that, we have no more upcoming releases for miniatures this week. But I've heard whisper of some new releases for Infinity for the end of February. And of course, I will keep you updated as I find out more. But for now, back to me for my quick, important announcement. Right then folks, that's very nearly the end of the episode. Thank you so much for sticking with us. This week has been a massive bumper episode. Before we go though, I did say that I have a big announcement. So it seems, without my guidance and charm, the Preston store has fallen into something of disrepute. To this end, I have to go back and kick some butts. So starting tomorrow, you will see me several days a week, once again in Preston store. So what does that mean for this channel? Well, for now, it means that I will continue to do the Harlequins news video on a Monday, but it means that I will stop doing the videos later in the week, just temporarily until I can get things back under control. To try and compensate, you may find that occasionally I wander around the shop with camera in hand, so that you charming people out there will get to be exposed to the world. And before you all start grumbling about that, don't be so selfish, share your lovely selves with everybody else. I'm sure they will come to love you as much as I do. But don't worry, this will not be a permanent thing. I will be back to my usual self in hopefully a short term, and I will be doing the usual amount of videos that I have been doing, if not more. But for now, that means that you'll only see me on video once a week. With that being said though, this episode is done for now. Thank you very much for sticking with me till the end once again. As always, I really hope that you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please chuck us a like. And don't forget to share and subscribe so that you stay up to date with everything that is going on at Team Harlequins. But until I see you in store next time, or next time on camera, that's all for now folks. Thanks very much and I can't wait to see you all again in person soon. Bye folks.